Garcia, and welcome to the first episode of Lights, Camera, Live. I'm so excited to have you here because today we're going to be talking about secrets for how content creators can make big money in 2023. So for those of you that are content creators, this is the episode for you. Now let me tell you, today anyone can start creating content. It's 2023. You have a mobile production studio in the palm of your hand. Come on. But to do it right as a content creator and to rise above the noise so that you can make financial gains, take something completely different. See, the thing is that you probably already know how to make great content for your audience, but how do you actually make money doing it? Now, there are really only two choices right now that you have to choose from. The first is the trial and error path, the one where mistakes show how much money was left behind in hindsight, which I feel like we've all gone through that. And then there's the option to leverage decades of business expertise packed into an immersive, concentrated, customized training to accelerate your success and increase profits by learning not just from your mistakes, but from someone else's. Right now, most content creators are struggling to just merely survive, let's be honest. And for those who want to do more than survive, it's going to take cutting-edge strategies that have been proven time and time again. So for those that are serious about growth, this is not the time to slow down or scale back. For those who will never settle, never back down from their dreams, this is the time to take control of your destiny in the creator economy. So again, welcome to the show. I am super excited because I've got my good friend Luria Petrucci here with us today to talk to you about different strategies that you can use to make big money as a content creator in 2023. Now, for those of you that have been living under a rock and don't know who Luria is, let me tell you who she is. Luria helps you create your professional live videos that's uniquely you. And she's been doing this for over 17 years. She's created over 6,000 videos with over 1 billion views using video and live streaming shows. She's appeared on CNN, NBC, Fox, NBC, MSNBC, ABC, and BBC. Let me tell you, I nailed that part. Okay. She's worked on live video for top brands like AT&T, Samsung, GoDaddy, and Panasonic. Live Streaming Pros has built live video studios for top influencers like, let me tell you, Amy Porterfield, Pat Flynn, Ryan Levesque, Donald Miller, and of course, Michael Hylett. So if you are excited just as I am, let me know where you're tuning in from. I see Janet Hicks-Dops, who's here. I got Stream Like a Boss, Tanya Smith, who's here. We're live, Luria. Let me go ahead and bring you onto the screen. Everyone, please, with all due respect, even if you're sitting down right now, I need you to stand up and give this woman a standing ovation. How are you, my love?
We've got sound effects. You did nail the BCs. Like
all the acronyms and all the things.
All the BCs.
I was like, Luria, that's a tongue twister. If you ever needed like a tongue twister as a
Totally.
live streamer, just, practice Luria's bio. I love it. All right, so shout out
behind the scenes footage of that.
I know, right? Shout out to Wiley Brazier. Hi, 70. Excited to learn more. We've got Tanya Smith, who's here as well, and OMG, look at the whole entire crew.
Nice.
And Roberts too. Okay, so Luria, for those that are not blessed to have you in their world, as I said before, or actually you know this, I've always been a big fan of yours. You were one of the most professional women that was live streaming before I hopped on into the scene, and I was like, if this is the bar, Luria Petrucci is right here. And if I want to model after excellence, I am subscribing to her and doing all the things. So tell us.
And then you, of course, blew it away and
Stop! No, I'm still catching
past.
up. It's the rabbit versus the tortoise. All right, Doll, tell them who you are and what you've been up to.
Yeah, so I've been doing this for 17 years. I just passed my 17th anniversary, which makes me feel quite old. But I've been through it all. I've been through the ups and the downs of being a content creator, building a business from my content, and I've learned so much over the years, and I've made all of the mistakes and seen just huge successes. But my mission these days is to really set the tone so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did, right? And that's really my passion, and to see other people see success faster than I did. And while I saw very, very quick success back in the day, I also really I blew things up out of burnout at one point after 10 years, and I decided to start from scratch again. So, all of that process is a reality, and I just am so passionate about trying to help you make sure that you see success without all of the mistakes.
I absolutely know. See, if there's one thing that I truly appreciate about you, Luria, is that you're very transparent about what your journey has been like. And not only that though, but you have taken your stumbling blocks and you've made them into stepping stones for the next generation of content creators. And you're really kind of like the mama bear where you're like, I mean, you could do that, but if you want to do it the right way, you should just listen to me in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you're like, okay, do I want to learn the hard way or do I want to learn the Luria way?
I definitely learned the hard way, and it's not fun, so let's not do that.
Let's not do that. Yeah, I definitely think there are advantages in learning from someone else's journey. And
Yeah.
because sometimes I feel like when you're in that journey, obviously you're going to have blind spots. There are certain things that you're not going to see as a content creator because you probably started off as a content creator like, oh my gosh, I'm doing something that's like fun and exciting. I'm meeting new people. Oh my gosh, like a brand just reached out to me. And then there's little things you don't pay attention to, like what's in the actual contract, like what's in the usage rights and all these different things, or like even hiring a team overseas. Now, one thing I know about you as well is that you've been coaching content creators, like thousands of content creators. And if there's one storyline or thread that you've seen all of your students or your clients have gone through in the very beginning, what would be like some of the biggest mistakes that they tend to like kind of fall into?
I think the biggest mistake that people make is really focusing on all of the things at the same time. What you, as a beginner content creator, whether you are there or not, but as a beginner content creator, you shouldn't be doing the same things that somebody who's been doing it for 17 years, or somebody like Mr. Beast, who's like the number 1 or 2 top YouTuber, right? So you need to be focused on the right things at the right time, because where I see people go wrong is they're trying to do all of these different things, and it's causing this problem of burnout. It's causing this problem of spinning your wheels constantly and getting nowhere. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Do you feel like you're putting all of this hard work in and getting little to no traction? That's what people are making the mistakes doing, is just like doing all of these things and just kind of like burning that rubber, right? And so I think that if we can get clear on what it is we're trying to build and get clear on the foundations, then you can take it step by step by step and really start to understand what it is on the back end that you're trying to build. When you start to think like an entrepreneur versus a creator, or a content creating entrepreneur, like let's combine them, then you can think strategically about what it is you're putting out there publicly, so that you're building on the back end and you can have long-term sustainability, as opposed to just trying to do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and then just getting so burnt out that you just want to quit.
I agree. Because I feel like sometimes as content creators, raise your hand if this is you. But it's like, when we first started live streaming, at least for me, it was more just to like, let me just have fun, play around and see what happens. And then when I started to see the subscribers, when I started to see the views, the comments, the engagements, the India Delgados and the Tanya Smiths and the James Hicks, and they show up, it gets really exciting. And to your point, there comes a tipping point where you have to stop and say, okay, at what point does this passion project transition over into a profitable business? And to
Yeah.
have someone like you that says, hey, what is your passion? How do you want to turn it into a profitable business? Where do you see yourself in 3, 5, 10 years? Do you always see it as you maintaining your YouTube channel? Do you see yourself hiring editors? Do you see like another person hopping onto your videos and all
Yeah.
that jazz? I feel like you have that clarity as far as helping them understand that. And not only that, though, I mean, let's be honest, Luria, there's so much content out there. And I think it's absolutely essential for people to know the difference between mass consumption and mastery. Because
Yes.
really, when you're mass consuming all these podcasts, videos, fill in the blank, right? It starts to cloud your judgment as far as where it is that you need to go. And I think really in order for you to succeed, you need that clarity. And that's where you
Yeah.
come in. I love the fact that you mentioned sometimes these content creators are like, I have to do everything. And if you were to give them like one piece of advice, like what's the one thing that you should be focusing on? If this is like, if 2023 is your year one and hey, I want to be committed to this role, what would that big like piece of advice be?
You've got to get really clear on who you're talking to and who you're not talking to. And that's kind of trite. Everybody says that. And I think it's one of the hardest things for new creators to do is to get that clarity around who am I talking to? What am I doing this for? And really, usually it's you in a past life or a past phase of your journey. So if you have a knowledge or passion or skill that you're sharing, that can really come from within. And so if you can get clear on that, you actually remove a whole lot of barriers to your path. And I think that when it comes to, what you should be doing for like at the beginning, it's about it is about consistency. Everybody says like be consistent, same day, same time, like be consistent. And I just want to give you permission to not be so consistent.
Can you sign my permission slip and say, Stephanie, you don't have to be consistent? Is that okay?
It is important to be consistent in the process, but right when you're starting out, first year, it is so damn difficult. Sorry, I hope I can say that. It is so difficult to just put yourself out there on the same day, same time schedule. So in, my program with my students, I give them permission for the first 3 months to say, let's just put content out there consistently, and also don't put too much pressure on yourself to be nailed down to a schedule. You're still figuring it out. You're still working through what works for you. And it's okay that you're not so rigid,
I love
let's
that.
get rid of the rigidness.
Yeah. So Tanya Smith is saying like, wait, what? Permission accepted? Everyone, we're all going to have like this little like, field trip form. As we move into
Tanya,
this.
you don't get my permission. You're past the year one.
Oh, Tanya, you're on a whole nother level. You're on Jumanji. You're like, she's going to throw some trap doors over at you and all the different things. So you're on a whole nother level.
I kid.
What I love about what you just said is, yeah, I think year one as a content creator, you're still trying to figure out what is your schedule. You're trying to also figure out what are people really interested in. Because sometimes I feel like when you're on camera and you start talking about certain things, you start to realize there are certain topics that you're much more passionate about, right? Like the gear, girl, that's all you. You could talk all about gear. If it's like psychology and like the gear up here, oh, I will geek out. I'd be like, oh, let's talk about that. Let's talk about charisma patterns and NLP and all the things and confidence, like I could totally geek out about that. And so I'm looking at this. India is saying, I agree. Tanya doesn't get a pass. Consistency, ma'am. Dang, Tanya, you got called out. She's like, should I comment for the rest of the show? Like, no, but you know what? Okay, see, I love that because that also means that in your community, Luria, you have people that push you outside of your comfort zone.
Yes. Yeah, and India is one of my coaches, in fact, and we really strive to, like you were talking about, like the stuff in your head, right? Like that is one of my biggest focuses with everything that I do is, tech and the pro video and all of that is great. And also, we need to get out of our own head. We need to we need to allow ourselves to be pushed beyond our comfort zones. I, for one, am always, and Stephanie, you know this about me, but I'm always like leveling up, leveling up, leveling up, trying to push myself beyond where I feel comfortable. And I think that that's so very important for this content creation journey. We do things. And in fact, actually, I was just reading this from somebody, one of our students, Kevin. Oh, bless his heart. He's amazing. He builds robots. He's like, that's his channel. Is really like, a lot of robotic kind of stuff. Anyway, he was expressing this idea of like, I really wanted to reach out to this person who's way above me in terms of subscriber base and all of this stuff, right? And he was expressing the fact that he didn't feel confident in doing it. And with the support of the community that we have, he did it anyway. He reached out to this person, said, "Would you like to come on my channel? Would you like to do a collaboration?" And that person was like, "Absolutely, like, yes," and like we get in our own heads, and say like, "Oh, well, we're not ready yet. We're not there yet."
Yeah.
And I'm here to say you are there right now, and you can reach out to those bigger asks, or you can do those things that step out of your comfort zone. And that's one of my favorite things to do, is just like push people a little bit.
See, this is what I was telling Luria. And since we have India and Tanya and the rest of the crew here, I need you to say this every time you have like any type of doubt creep in. You are going to say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest content creator of all?" Luria. What would Luria say? Right? Dub dub LS. What would Luria say? Or what would dub dub LD? What would Luria do? And she's going to say, a lot of times, I think if you want to collaborate with people, they think I know when people reach out to me, I usually think of it as like a high compliment of like, "Oh, wow, you actually want to introduce me to your audience," whether it's a big one or a small one. I know that it's a particular niche, and just to have that opportunity because you think that my skill set, my background can add value, I'm always open to that idea. So yes, follow Luria's advice and put yourself out there, because here's the thing. No one else is going to do it for you, babe. No one else is going to be like, "Oh, let me pitch you on why," no, you got to go out there and you have to market yourself. And I think as a content creator, that's something that you have to do as well. One thing that you and I wanted to talk about too is that even as content creators, you can still monetize your channel if you have a small audience. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because you got like some really cool case studies.
Yeah. I love all the WWLDs in the chat room. I think that we get so hung up on numbers and the vanity metrics that cause us to put blinders on in the wrong way. Like we want all the million subscribers. We want the 10,000. We want the 1,000. We want all of these numbers. And yet it's not the numbers that count. It's the who is watching, which goes back to what I was talking about before in saying, like, you got to really identify who it is you're actually talking to and who you want to watch your content. Without that, you don't have the ability to monetize. Without that, you don't have the ability to grow. And so one of my favorite stories, Andy Smiles, a bookkeeper, she came to me and she had no audience whatsoever. She was just beginning and she wanted to go live. And she was like, "Okay, I'm going to go live." And I told her, "You're not going to have any viewers. Like, you're not going to you have no audience yet, right? So like nobody's going to be watching you. So don't get hung up on the numbers. We get caught up in the ego, and that is a dangerous place to be. So what she did was she went live, she covered up, she literally took a Post-it and covered up the view count area and also the comment area, and just settled into the fact that there would be 0 viewers. And we were right. She had 0 viewers on that live stream. She showed up. She delivered in the structure that I trained her on. She showed up. She delivered that content like 100 people were watching. She just, boom, like it was powerful, right? And then she got off. There were 0 viewers. She was like, okay, it is what it is, right? Like probably a little ego hit at that point, because it always does. And that's normal. It's human. The following day, 24 hours later, she had 1 viewer who watched that video, and that viewer turned into a $3,000 contract. She was able to make $3,000 within 24 hours from no viewers live, a single viewer after. Like, how freaking powerful is that, right? That, right? The replay is magic, you know, it's very powerful, and it doesn't matter whether you're going live, whether you're doing recorded video. It's about getting clear on your message. It's about getting clear on who you're talking to and who you can support. And, you know, that snowballed into a bigger contract. Later, it snowballed into referrals. So she built a business from literally 0 viewers while live. And so I think that that's, it's a powerful story, because it really tells you can build this business, you can do the right things, and you don't have to focus on viewers. We don't have to get caught up in ego when you allow yourself to just relax and do.
Yeah. No ego, amigo. No ego, amigo. Just get out there, strut your stuff, talk about what it is that you absolutely know, because there is no other expert except you. Because here's the thing, like you and I both know this, Luria, as live streamers, in the sense that if you could communicate confidently on camera, clients are going to be confident that you could get them results. And when you work with Luria, Luria is going to help you take the mess out of your messaging, so that way you become top of mind and tip of tongue. So when she says she's going to teach you the structure, babe, this is the point where you take notes, and it is gospel. And you are standing in the mirror, mirror, mirror on the wall. What did Luria just say, first of all?
You're so good at that, Stephanie. I love you.
That is my practice. See, it's always funny, because Luria and I have this thing where Luria drops like value bombs, and then in the back of my head, I'm like, ooh, how can I alliterate that? How can I turn that into a bar? You know, and then I go like, Luria, this needs to be like on some merch right now.
I love it.
I love it. Yeah, it's fascinating, like what live streaming can really do for you. I mean, I know some people get caught up in the fact of how many viewers they have and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, you know, viewers aside, it's really, can you communicate what it is that you do? And the very fact that, like, you told her point blank, listen, you're just starting out, you're not going to have a huge audience, but the difference that makes the difference is that you're showing up. And the way that you answer questions and the way that you describe your business, your product, or your service in such a way that someone can understand and actually get a feel for you, then they're going to want to work with you. You know, I feel like so much is lost, like on a web page. Don't get me wrong. Like I do think that, have a web page, but there's something about like the magic of Luria. You know, legit, girl, I should have had like a freaking mirror on the wall theme. You know, just wait until I get into some AI stuff. You know, and then we'll have like this apple, and this apple will be like that self-doubt, you know, and like, we're like, don't bite the apple.
I love it. Oh my God, I'm so stealing this.
Oh, see, this is the thing with Luria and I. We're always just like, dude, we got to watch that again. Like, we said some crazy stuff, but it was good, you know, because people are like reacting. You're like, damn, that was really good. So yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree. I think whatever phase you are as a content creator, even if you have 0 followers, 0 audience whatsoever, but here's the thing is that if you're the first one in your industry to do it, all eyes are on you. But when I say that all eyes are on you, it's not that they're rooting for you to fail. They want to see you succeed, right, Luria?
Yeah,
Like,
totally. Like, and I think that this goes to the heart of just being authentic, right? And that word drives me insane because everybody uses it these days and it's become this very surface level definition. But when you can show up in a way that's vulnerable and real and raw at times, right? And it's like I'm just showing up for you, right? And I last Friday I went live and just talked about how I got burnt out in 2022. And that is a reality of this world that we live in. And you're right, people are not rooting for you to fail. People are rooting to see you succeed because at the end of the day, they're selfish. They're watching you, they're in your world because they are looking for something, right?
mhm.
And showing up, delivering, and just being there for people is what makes this whole process so beautiful. It was such a powerful conversation. It's like I was able to take a step back, not really produce as much content after 17 years, right, of being like very, very consistent.
You're like, listen, I've been on here for 17 years. Don't act like you ain't got nothing to watch. You know, 17 years? Come on.
I know, it's ridiculous. But, I was able to take a step back and also at the same time as taking a step back, not producing as much content, I was also able to grow the business. And we had our biggest quarter ever in Q3 that in the history of 17 years, biggest quarter ever in revenue. Like that is saying something. Can you say yourself that your content will still drive that much revenue in growth, even when you have to take a step back? Because there are times you get sick, you need to take a step back. I was sick all of December and didn't do a thing, right? Like, the algorithm maybe like changes, right? Because it does every so often,
And it feels like
and
it.
maybe it doesn't give you as much favor. It feels like it's all the time, right? Or you get shut down. Like I've had so many people seen so many people get shut down their platforms because it's not a platform you control. And so when you can control that, when you can make sure that you're building with a foundation that's going to help you succeed, even if you're not producing as much content, that's, I think, the gold star, right? Like that's what we're achieving
Yeah,
or we're aiming.
for sure. You want to create content that still builds your authority online so that way
Yeah.
when they search for your business, your product, or your service, or it's a frequently asked question, like you want your face to pop up. You're like, let me
Yes.
tell you all the things, okay? Let me tell you all the things
Yes.
that people won't normally tell you, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, I feel like when you have that type of content out there, then it does build your credibility in the sense of like, hey, I might not be on camera all the time because let me tell you, I'm building my empire,
Yeah.
If it here's okay, here's the funny, let me tell you something, okay? You gotta
Okay.
write this down. If you see your favorite content creator not creating content, there's usually two things that are happening. The first one is, yes, it's content creator burnout. So you want to go check on your friends, yeah?
Yes,
The
definitely.
second one, and the second one is really exciting. The second one is they are building some they're going beast mode. And they're just like,
Yes.
my silence does not necessarily mean that I am no longer relevant. My silence means that I am building something so absolutely incredible that like it will make your jaw drop and it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. And that's the part where you want to pay attention because like
Oh, yeah.
okay, you and I talked about this. Like I'll slide in the DMs and be like, yo, you've been a little quiet. So first of all, are
Yes.
you okay? Okay, you're okay. I don't need to DoorDash some like donuts to you. Okay, cool. Second,
Oh, you can do it totally.
I mean, I'll DoorDash you donuts all the time. I'd be like with a little note that says, okay, girl, what you working on? Right? I love it. And so here's the thing that I want to mention too, because I saw this comment pop up and I really want to address it. So Michelle Williams hopped on and she says, I've been in kind of a live streaming slump. She's not feeling it.
Okay.
Let me tell you something, Michelle Williams. I put this on everything right now. If you went live right now, I will show up. And I would just be like, girl, yes, yes, everything, yes. What you saying? Yes, 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 yes. Like if you just need like a rally, like I feel like Luria, the LSP community, like you guys have that. I mean, there are certain times where
Yeah.
I'll see Sammy Superstar go live and then like the whole LSP crew comes through and you're like, what is this parade? Like what just
Yeah,
happened?
totally. And we actually, with one of our coaching calls, I'm not going to name names on this one just to protect privacy, but um, this woman was going through a really tough time losing her mother, and life just happened, right? Has a solid business and solid content and really a very engaged community. And she was feeling the same thing, just not feeling it, not wanting to go live, not wanting to create content. And the conversation I had with her was, sometimes when you are in that zone of not feeling it, because let's get real, we all get there. Like it's a process to put yourself out there. It takes energy, and sometimes you need to conserve energy. And when you feel that way, I encourage you to show up and let's just grab our phone. Let's just go live to our audience and have a real conversation, have a raw conversation of like, hey, like this is where I am. I'm not feeling it. And I also want to show up for you. I want to be there for you. And right now, I'm feeling the need to kind of hide away. And I know that that's not what you need from me. And, but I also know that you support me regardless, right? Like just having this conversation with your audience can, oh my God, it's so freaking powerful. I don't know. You've done this before, I'm sure, Stephanie,
Oh,
right? Like
I go into
just like,
hibernation mode all the time. Like no
I meant
joke.
like,
Okay, okay. Here's the thing. Luria is always dropping like these like very emotional, powerful bombs, and then I come through as like this adorkableness. But no joke, Luria. Right now, when I say that sometimes I go through hibernation, I am literally the bottom half of me is a bear onesie because it is raining here in San Diego. And the second that I am done with this show, I'm gonna put this back on and it is legit a bear onesie, like with ears
can
and
I see
everything.
it? I need
Like,
to see
do you want to
this.
see it? Oh my God. See.
Say yes if you want to see it in the
Say,
comments.
yeah, say yes if you want to see it. My God, this is I'm gonna do this only for you.
Oh, this is
Only for you. See,
awesome.
do you see the brown already?
Yes.
Oh my God.
OMG
I
right
don't see
now.
anyone asking for it. No one cares. Let's see.
Yes.
So like
There we go. You're doing this the rest of the show. Why weren't you wearing this from the beginning? I mean, come on.
sometimes okay, like confession, sometimes me as a content creator, I go through hibernation and there are certain times where I just need to brainstorm what it is that I want to do. And,
Yeah.
Luria will come out with her little Care Bear stare and just be like, Stephanie Lou, where are you?
You mean Garcia?
India is dying right now.
This is some quite literally the toughest time I have ever had in my content creation journey, and some major upheavals in my business. I I'm not a drama. I don't talk about drama. I don't bring that into my world at all. And I also showed up for my audience and I said, you guys, I'm going through some really tough time right now. I'm struggling. I'm emotional. I'm not going to talk about the details, but it's hard. Like I'm struggling, like the life sucks right now. And I just showed up and I was crying and they showed up for me. And when you do that, when you allow yourself to say, I'm not feeling this, it's hard, they will provide you with the energy to keep going. They will provide you with the emotional support, allow you to hibernate as well. Sometimes just that that allowance, that permission slip, right, from your own audience can work wonders for you to say, like, they're there for you, you're there for them. We're all in this together, and we support you regardless. That can actually be just such a powerful moment that binds you together with your community for the long haul.
I love it. So what you're saying is I'm going to see you in a bear onesie, and you're going to take this
I'm still
metaphor
getting a
of
bear onesie.
hibernation and you're just going to hide in a cave.
Well, this year I'm done hibernating. That was my last year. I needed a bear onesie last year,
Yeah,
but
no,
this year
I totally hear
I'm
you.
all out.
I feel like 2022 was like rebuilding the foundations, right?
Yeah,
And then 2023, it's
absolutely.
like let's FG, let's freaking go, So it's exciting. And so having said that, let's talk about like different ways that content creators can make some financial gains, especially if they're just starting out. Like, obviously you just talked about your one student where she did one live video, no one showed up, but she was able to make it profitable. So if there was something that you were to share with our viewers today, like what would that be?
A typical content creator revenue business, or like the business side of it, looks like, let's say you're on YouTube AdSense, maybe YouTube memberships, and um and sponsorships. Like, that's a typical creator business. And it's also a very dangerous place to put yourself. I think that those things are beautiful. Those things are great. They should not be ignored. And also, you want to diversify. You want to look at other ways that you can build off platform. Those things are on platform revenue. And when you rely solely on the on platform revenue, the sponsorships, because it relies on you putting content out there, on the AdSense, because it relies on you putting content out there, on the YouTube memberships, because it relies on you putting content out there, let's build some off platform revenue streams that also support you for the long haul and don't actually rely on you putting content out there. One of my students actually, she was like, I'm so excited, I got rid of these XYZ things that I was doing. Let's get rid of stuff on our plate, right? Like, let's just trash a lot of stuff that we're doing, because that's what's leading to this spinning the wheels. And so, you could do coaching, you could do consulting, you could create your own course or your own membership off platform. We've got to control the access to our audience a lot more than I think we're taught to do.
I love that you said that, like controlling the different access. I think there should also be different levels of access, right?
Oh, totally.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I feel like live streaming, it's like you have me for this 1 hour. Actually, you have Luria for this 1 hour to drill her and ask her all these questions. And not only that, though, if you wanted to be like Tanya and order your onesie now, I'm pretty I'm pretty
Oh
sure
my
you can
God.
find it on Amazon.
Love it.
There's gonna be a whole thing. Okay, so here's the thing: if you do get your bear onesie, I need you to tag Luria and myself. And so Luria, it's at
Yeah.
Luria Petrucci. I'm at Hey Stephanie Lou. And then maybe we
Yes.
could just have like a little bear hibernation content
Oh,
collage.
yeah.
I think that would be
Yes. I
fun.
love it.
I think that would be fun. I do agree with you wholeheartedly about not relying on a single platform for your
Mhm.
financial runway, right? I think there are
Yeah.
other things that you can do. And I love that you mentioned consulting, because oftentimes we think that because we don't have so many subscribers, we can't offer a VIP strategy day. But let's be honest, with all of the stuff that you've been consuming, that you've been applying yourself, and you've seen the results, you can definitely pass that on to someone who's willing to pay you for your time, your talent, and your energy. And so
Yeah.
definitely go for that. But having said that, I mean, you've got this amazing thing going on right now, and I kind of want to highlight that. Can we do that? Can we do that? Yes.
Of course. We can do
Oh,
anything you want. It's your show.
it's my show. P.S. By the way, Luria commented on Luria saying that yellow shirt is popping. So I don't know how she did this, but
I'm
she's
magic.
like, I'm gonna have this on my stream deck where I'm just gonna comment that my shirt is popping. Like,
That-
okay, Luria, this is yeah, she's oh my god! Oh, wait, sorry.
That would
Your
be
poor
Callie.
ears. Your poor, poor ears right now. I am so sorry. This is what happens when you get Luria and I together.
Um,
It gets litty up in here. All right. So
you
let's
should have
talk.
seen us at dinner
That is very
together.
true. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about this. This content creators, how to generate 5,000 a month from your videos. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so on Wednesday, and we have like a few dates. We are. I'm really kind of going deep on this idea of generating $5,000 a month from your videos. Like, this is a really important key, right? Like, not from your day job, not from other things, but where you put videos out there and they generate this revenue. And, obviously we've talked about on platform, we've talked about off platform. Let's get clear on the things that you can do in order to generate revenue. And also, we were talking about this before. Let's not do all of the things at the same time. There are 4 different phases that every single content creator goes through. When I started over from scratch, twice, I went through these 4 phases. Every creator I know has gone through these 4 phases. And it's really about identifying where you are in your own journey and doing the things and only the things that matter in that moment, and getting you to the next phase, and then getting you to the next phase. And when you achieve that $5,000 from revenue that you can make from your videos, guess what? At that point, this is like a magic number. You have the tools that you need to be able to generate that over and over and over and grow 5 to 10 to 10 to 20 to 30 to whatever it is that your goal is and wherever you're trying to go. Because once you can achieve that 5K, you actually have the ability to start offloading things off of your plates. Let's hire an editor. Let's hire, a freelancer. Let's get some stuff off of your plate so that you can focus on only the things that matter to you, to that only you can do, really, is what I mean by that, right? Like, we all have our unique kind of talents and skills, and being in front of the camera, putting yourself out there is one of those, and only you can do that. So let's get rid of all of the stuff, all of the things that we're doing. And while we all have to wear multiple hats at the beginning stages, let's be smart about it. Let's be intentional about it.
I love that. So basically what you're saying is we have to play the game. That's not my job.
Yes.
We're going to make a list of all the things. Or we're like, you know what? That's not my job.
Totally.
Is that my job? Okay, that's my job. Is that my job? That's not my job. That's what you're playing when you're in LSP and in the accelerator. And so for those of you that are interested, because this is the master class that's coming up on Wednesday, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. It's completely free, and I do want you to show up live, because it's interactive. I can't, as people say, I'm the queen of live streaming. I can't do a just like stream or a conversation where it's not interactive, and like, I really want you to show up and do the work and answer the questions, and let's get some clarity together live. It's completely free. And whether you choose to move past that with me or not, like, I am there all in for you to see you get some results, see you get clarity so that you can move forward in 2023 and just freaking kill it. Like, that's all I want to see.
I love that. It's, you know what? It's no longer the season for reasons. Okay. You need a head on. You like that one, did you? You like that? You like that? You like that, right? Right?
Oh, darn it. Every single time I do it wrong.
Well, when did you decide that? Well, okay. Let's start over. This is not the season for reasons. If you're looking to start leveling up your content creator pathways and financial gains and all the things, let me tell you, okay? Luria Petrucci, she's gonna show you, she's gonna make it rain. I was like, Luria, so how much are we making now? What are we doing? We're making all this merch. We're making mirror on the wall. We've got the Bear Onesie affiliate going on.
DoorDash some of that.
We're gonna DoorDash some donuts. You get a tip, and you get a tip. All the things. I love it. I love it. All right. So if you guys have questions about the accelerator program and the masterclass and all the different things, go ahead and drop them in the comments right now.
Yes.
Look at this. Look at this. Tanya is saying she's a real deal. Show up and you will learn something. That's right.
Something.
I mean, you'll learn something. That's the thing, though. I feel like half the battle as a content creator is really just showing up.
It really is.
You give them permission to show up in any which way that works best for them. You don't always have to be perfect all the time. You know, let me tell you, there are times where I showed up and I had like one eyelash falling off. I really shouldn't have said that, but I did. Because you know what? I could still repurpose the content, turn it into an audiogram, put a little B-roll in there, some stock footage, and still repurpose it because, you know, like you're still like hitting bars and all that good stuff. India.
And I think, that's really so important is the mindset of being a content creator, right? Is like that we get so caught up in our own heads so often that when you can surround yourself with the right people to allow yourself that permission to not be perfect, to just do it anyway with an eyelash falling off or what.
Don't bring it up. I've already got the onesie and the eyelash and all. Tanya's like, who is this woman? like Luria, you hanging out with that girl? Like, really?
Best hour spent ever.
I love it. I love it. So Wednesday, is that the only day?
No, we have 5. I'm doing 5 different live classes.
Okay.
So you have the choice on that page. The first one is on Wednesday. So I would love it to see you there. Again, just committing, showing up, making the effort to get that clarity and to come up with a plan for 2023 so that you're not doing all of the things and we're only doing the right things.
That's right. See, like the marketer mindset in me is like, how do I make that into another tweet? I love it. All right. Okay. So if they want to learn more about your program, head on over to lightscamera.live/Luria. Obviously, that's going to be affiliate because, I love my girl. So in full transparency. What? Oh my God. Did someone say eyelash? Oh my God. I'm dead. I'm dying now. The bear onesies and all the things. All right. Oh my gosh, Marcus, you missed the bear. I switched from Facebook. You are hilarious. I love your crew. All right, Luria, if there's anything else that you want to leave with the fam bam, what would that be? Anything else that you'd like them to know, remember?
I just want you to remember that you are freaking amazing, that you have, I think that we start this with an idea, with a passion, and you don't realize how much you are actually capable of. And that is really at the end of the day, I'll train you on all things video and building a business from this. But at the end of the day, it's about seeing who you are, what you're capable of. And when we step beyond our comfort zone and when we allow ourselves to unleash that inner capability and that power that we have, you're going to see who you are actually beyond your own belief.
I love that. Did you ever hear that one saying that we all come from like space dust? Everything in the world comes from like this space dust. Have you ever heard that?
No,
it's like some quantum physics stuff. Well, anyway, TLDR. If we all come from the same stuff, then you could channel your inner Luria, right? There's got to be something. When you're watching her live streams, she's emanating these vibes. She's got like this popping shirt and everything. Like you're feeling it, your eyeballs are feeling it. Like, can you not taste that? I mean, that's like some lime green.
Right?
She's like, I'm going to show up and you're going to see me. It's all very strategic. I remember this one time too, you were telling me about like your Facebook ads. Like, you're like, Steph, if I wear this particular color, I get a higher conversion rate. And I was like, sis, are you for real right now? And then I saw the ad pop up and I was like, I commented. I was like, yep.
Did you?
Totally got my attention. I was like, all eyes on you, boo. I got you.
Oh, that's funny. That's so funny.
I love it. All right, Luria, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. My goodness. I love that you are mentoring and coaching the next wave of content creators because of all the content creators that I know out there, you have this level of professionalism and you just care for your people. Like, you legitimately care for your people. And it's not just like a money grab thing. It's not like, oh, Chat GPT. You're like, I just learned Chat GPT an hour ago. I'm going to launch a course. You know, you're like, yo, I've been doing this for 17. Yeah, you're like, I've been doing this for 17 years. Let me tell you all the right ways and the wrong ways that you should be doing to launch your channel and whatnot. But you are professional. You are straightforward. You're the type of person where you know if someone's getting comfortable and you'll push them towards that. So Tanya, you get no coddling. You are no longer coddled. I don't know what we said earlier, but no one's being nice to you anymore. India does not care. No one cares about your reasons. Like, whatever I don't even know what the next level is, but you have unlocked the I don't need to be nice to you anymore.
It's always with a loving push, but yes.
No, you're not. You're like, this is Sparta. We're like, this, oh my God, this is LSP. And then like they push you. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, Luria, I love you so much. India, the rest of the crew, so wonderful to see you. Thank you so much. Tanya, you're getting your butt whooped. I'm just like, I've already foreshadowed it. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 4 weeks or whatever happens to you, but Godspeed, woman. I was like, oh no, Tanya. Oh my God. Alrighty. All right, friends. I will see you all later.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you. All right. Bye, y'all. Take care. Bye for now.